for like a stream video. This is a quicker, not as long stream video. We're down in the movie library again, and that's why we're talking, because this is for, choose the right word. Let's do it right. This is for breaking news in the industry of film, and that will be Criterion. Now, I said it a while back. There were rumors that came out talking about Criterion going 4K. So I said the rumors are true. This isn't gonna. They're not gonna go back on this. Criterion is going 4K, and I had a couple of naysayers. That's okay. I understand it. There were rumors. They're unsubstantiated, totally, completely at the time. Hey there, Franco. Welcome, man. But now they're real. Now they're substantiated. Now it's a fact. And they didn't just announce one 4K release. They didn't announce two 4K releases. Boys and girls didn't announce 3, 4, or 5 4K releases. Not even 4 to be with the whole 4 thing. They announced 6 4K releases. The first one coming in November. And what did they choose for their first 4K release? Well, even though they said initially that, hey, the first 4K release, something within the last 30 years. And I said, well, it's going to be Mulholland Drive. Their very first release, hey there, SJM, hey there, Frank, hey, George, is going to be Citizen Kane. Often considered one of the greatest movies of all time. If you've ever done any like film study, or you went to like film school or anything like that, yeah, you've looked at Citizen Kane, you've looked at Orson Welles and his body of work. So this should be fun. Citizen Kane in 4K, yes please. I'm all about that. Mulholland Drive in 4K, oh yes. Biggest surprise for me coming out of this announcement is probably that not only is like Criterion, hey there, Hunter, welcome, man. Luckily, I got Mulholland Drive, but you know what? It was a gift, so I can upgrade without saying I spent any money on the last one. Maybe if I upgrade, maybe I'll give the other one to my kitties or something. Because that's a really good movie. Mulholland Drive is an excellent film. See, good choice, man. Either way. I'm doing okay. I'm actually stoked about the Criterion announcement. Yeah, Laserdisc, 37 years ago. One of their very first, if not their first Laserdisc, was Citizen Kane, the Orson Welles classic. But what really surprised me is they're putting it Menace to Society in 4K. Like, I expected Citizen Kane. I expected Mulholland Drive. Red Shoes? Yep, totally get it. Powell and Pressburger, I would have put out Black Narcissus, but Red Shoes is really popular and it's a really big Powell and Pressburger one. I hope to see Black Narcissus in 4K in the future because that is just a gorgeous film. But Red Shoes is going to look gorgeous in 4K. So what does this mean for the future? Whoa, look at that. Well, found footage, rocking the boat. What does this mean for the future of Criterion? What does it mean for the future of 4K? Well, here's the thing. Criterion is very safe. They play things very, very safe when it comes to formats especially. Criterion were one of the very last to get into Blu-ray. Not kidding. They really took their time with Blu-ray. They had DVD for a very long time before they did Blu-ray. Now Criterion are doing 4K. What exactly does that mean? What's, aside from we're going to get some amazing 4K discs, because Criterion, they're going to go all out when it comes to this. They've got the Dolby Atmos, we got the Dolby Vision, excellent. 4K is here. 4K is here to stay. 4K is becoming more mainstream. And we've seen in the last few years, we've seen like the 4K TVs go cheaper. We've seen the players go cheaper. We're starting to see like when you go out on your Black Friday sales, you're seeing a bunch of like really cheap. Yo, Dustin, welcome, man. And thank you, by the way. You're seeing a bunch of 4K discs come out. Every company that you know, every boutique label that you can think about right now, they're just doing 4K. You got your Arrow 4Ks, you got your Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks, you got your Severin 4Ks. I got a Severin 4K on the way right now, Blood for Dracula. You're still getting Citizen Kane, right on, Ron, me too. And it's coming out in November, so that's for those in the US, that's during the Barnes and Noble sale. So Citizen Kane on 4K, half off. Get in early for that one because that one is going to go pretty quickly. The very first 4K leads to another question, though. Well, these films continue the numbering for Criterion. Are we, or could we get a Criterion Ultra label with the new numbering system? Because it can go either way. Because legit, Mulholland Drive's already out there. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm so stoked. Now, we've had like updates before go with the numbering system. We want Third Man Night of the Hunter would be so gorgeous on 4K. No, a lot of people will talk about the physical space in a store like a Target or a Walmart, but the actual fact of the matter is that unless you're got like a record store or something like that, we don't know yet what the MSRP is. But as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But don't worry about like less physical media within like your local Walmart. It just means that things are going online. It's going to be cool. Like everybody's going to buy this one, man. It's going to be going out. It's online. Like right now, like you guys, most of you guys out there, do a lot of you guys buy your physical media? Hey there, Ricky. Like through sales and through like online and like services like Vinegar Syndrome subscription services and during the Barnes and Noble Criterion sales and like that. Have you noticed that you're doing a lot more of that than you used to? Have you noticed that you're not going to as many stores and you're waiting for the big online sales to come up and you're buying a lot of online stuff? That's because the market has changed. The brick and mortar store with all of the physical media, we'll still have some of the like the newer brand physical media, some of the cheaper physical media, and you know, once in a while we'll get some. You haven't seen such, oh man, you're in for a treat. Don't see it till you get the 4K then. It's just that people worry that, okay, it's gone because of this. You won't be, you're still stuck, Kubrick, in not buying the 4Ks. You'll come around. I know you'll come around. You're saying this right now. You're saying this. But when Criterion announced those 4Ks and we start seeing the first pictures of them, and you see what could be on them, maybe there's some new features, maybe some stuff like that. See, I haven't had a Blu-ray Citizen Kane. I just got the old dog-eared DVD 2-disc edition of Citizen Kane. That's what I got, the old one. Yeah, they're going to look sexy. They're going to look cool. They're going to do a good job of this. They are going to, this, mark my words here, this is going to be what brings Kubrick over to the dark side. And by the dark side, I mean 4K, because, you know, 4K discs, like the cases are black. So there you go, the dark side. I know you're going to say no, but let's wait. Let's wait and see. Let's see what they look like, what they put on there. I think no, you're not. Actually, Ricky, me too. Blue Velvet would have been my first choice as well. But Mulholland Drive is such a big film, and it is such a big release. Like it's not like a small one. Oh, they're gonna do combo packs. Well, that's the thing. You had the luxury, George, of going to your local HMV, whereas like where I'm at, I got to drive 4 hours to just to even like get to a record shop. But when the physical media places are there, I shop in them. But there's a lot of great sales online. You know, you get a lot of your stuff from online too. I see your Amazon lists and stuff like that. But Mulholland Drive was again considered one of the top film of its decade, and that was a huge, huge thing. Like the critics overall, like they chose Mulholland Drive, so I can see why they're going with Mulholland Drive first. But there's so many great movies that Criterion has put out and are that haven't put out that they have the probably got the rights to that we can see in 4K. How far off? How far off? How far off can that 4K Akira Kurosawa set be? Because who does not want, who does not want Kurosawa in glorious 4K? Like a whole set. Eureka Indicator. I think it's a matter of time. Not so sure if the indicators still can. They're one of the new people don't like forget that Indicator like is one of the new kids on the block as it comes to as far as it comes to a label. They haven't been around that long. I remember when I bought their first like box set. So the fact that they haven't gone there yet isn't too strange. I could see 80 films very much and very easily going 4K. Not so sure about 101 films. It depends on if they can get the transfers and get it for the right price. Yo, Dennis, 6 Criterion announcements. And only 5 of them I can remember. So let's go through these here. 80 films. Oh, you can imagine. We got Citizen Kane. We got Menace to Society. I'm actually excited about Menace to Society, really excited. We have The Red Shoes. We got Mulholland Drive. We got A Hard Day's Night. And the 6th one is something that what is the 6th one again? Menace to Society. That's a surprise dance. That's one I didn't expect. Two Evil Eyes in 4K. Nice. I'm still looking for that one, man. Because that was really expensive to buy here. And like, wait, we'll buy around here. Where did you get Two Evil Eyes at? The piano. Okay, yeah. The only one I wasn't that interested in. I knew there's one there that I was like, yes, 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 yes. Shameless. Shameless would do 4K via Arrow, I think. Yo, Shadow, what do you think, man? 4K Criterion. It's here. They announced a batch of 6 with more coming. Is it really the first New Zealand film on 4K? I would have to rewatch that one. I wasn't really big on the piano when I saw it originally. But maybe it just wasn't my jam. I think they chose right. But what do you think? Will they continue the numbering? Or will they start a 4K section of Criterion with a brand new numbering? Because can you imagine that? Piano rules? It's okay. I don't know. There's the temptation there to there's a temptation to, if you think it rolls, that's good for you. I said it's okay. End the conversation. There's a temptation to start a new numbering, and with the starting of a new numbering, then what can happen? Well, hey there, Antoine. Welcome. It gives them the chance to like get people in, and then they don't want to miss either one. Like you can buy Criterions, and there's people who are going to buy every Criterion, right? But the casuals aren't going to buy every Criterion as much. However, if you start up a new numbering system for a new format, not saying they are, I'm just playing devil's advocate, then it then like the NVIDIA rerun releases, like the Vestron releases, then suddenly you've got number one, you've got number two, you got number three. You kind of feel obligated to want to get a full run. And you think, I can do this. It's starting with the new numbering system. It's a perfect time. I can jump right in with the new format. Like from a number one, I can start collecting Criterion 4Ks and then just grab them all. I know. I know they didn't change it when they switched to Blu-ray. But honestly, and they probably won't hear, but if they ever were going to, if they ever did, this is the perfect time, and this would be the perfect way. And the cool thing is that, thanks, Jason. I had a blast doing that video. And one of the cool things about that is it keeps the interactivity. And I'm trying to up the interactivity on the channel. I haven't seen your latest video yet, man. Actually, I'm checking that out tonight when I head upstairs. That's when I usually check your videos at. Or early in the morning when I'm just before I go to work. But yeah, I had a blast on the slasher video. There's another one coming in 2 weeks, by the way. We're doing 90s horror in 2 weeks. Doing another tier. So if you like the first one, there's a 90s horror coming in 2 weeks. Well, the 4Ks come with their previously released. They're going to come with Blu-ray releases. They've already said that they're going to come. There's going to be a 4K with a Blu-ray included. So for those that have yet to go to 4K, that's okay. You can be future-proofing. Be around 40 plus neuroleptic? Not, probably actually. But for me, yeah, Ron, I think, I don't know if a lot of people thought about that, or people just assume they'll just go on with the original numbering, and maybe they will. Maybe they'll just keep numbering on through. But it'll be interesting to see if they do that. I would. If this was me, if I was Criterion, if I was in Criterion's marketing department, I would totally do it. Letters this time. There you go. A. Peace. Oh, excellent ones, Jake. And like Citizen Kane, like I love Citizen Kane, so definitely. It'll be $60. It'll be interesting to see what the price range is. What Criterion did last time around when they started doing Blu-rays, they weren't sure, so they did Blu-ray DVD combo packs. A bunch of people complained because they said, oh no, this is too expensive to have Blu-rays and DVDs. I want to be able to buy one or the other. And so a lot of us collectors suffered because a few people complained loudly, and Criterion started separating their Blu-rays and DVDs, which was a big mistake. They should never have done that. But these will start as combo packs. But if people complain again, say, well, this is too expensive. I can't play this for a Criterion release. Then Criterion will relent, and you're going to see Blu-ray and 4K combo packs. Like not combo packs, but on their own. I'll check it out, man. I always check your videos. Sometimes you don't know, but I always check them out. Because you got some amazing freaking buys, man. Oh, the Devils will be amazing. I like those flimsy covers. I really did some. I know I was in a minority when it comes to that. I'm completely aware. Don't pull that stuff on me, man. because that's not acceptable. Then bye-bye. Anyway, back to this, back to the thing at hand. Before we're also really interrupted. This is the first 6 of the batch. See, you can be having fun, and then somebody will come along and make it harder for other people. Hey there, let's go. Welcome. It's exciting. It's going to be an exciting time because Criterion going 4K means you're going to get a lot of people going 4K. And the thing is, a lot of people have already gone 4K. Oh, the Devils? Devils has an amazingly complicated like history behind its release, unfortunately, and it's never been done uncut. And that's the killer part about it. 7 4K from Amazon shipped right now. Once really? Forbidden Planet. There's a few. I'm looking at my Criterions over there and trying to think what I would love to see come out in 4K. And I'm not so big on like the Wes Anderson newer stuff, but it's some of the older stuff that's really intriguing. Can you imagine a movie like House coming out in 4K? Because House is insane and the visuals are incredible on House. Like things like that coming out in 4K. Akira Warner's coming. Well, I love noirs. I've done like 2. I actually did a 3rd video with Robert Blismo, and we talked about Crossfire. I think with Devils has always been a problematic. It's unfortunately, it shouldn't be problematic. Poetic justice. Well, now there's menace societies out there that opens up a lot of doors. So it is a possibility. Seven Samurai. See, I want a Kurosawa box set in 4K. I know. I'm a Citizen Kane fan, so I get your line riffs. Born to Kill. I actually did a video with Robert Bliss. Did you see my video about that actually? Because I love Born to Kill. Lawrence Tierney's a master in that one. Mon Macabre. Oh yeah, that's right. Mon Macabres. Their pre-orders go up next week. Go up tomorrow. So if there's, and they have extra copies of Frenchman's Garden, which is a really good title. My dad actually is a huge fan of Paul Nasheen. Nasheen, he was on shore on how good that was going to be. My Severin's actually in Toronto right now. I was shocked. It went from LA yesterday to Toronto today and got through borders and everything. Yeah, we talked about because I'm a huge fan of Born to Kill. So we talked about Born to Kill, and we did a video on Out of the Past, and yet today we taped one for Crossfire. All 3 1947 film noirs. So that one will be coming out I think this weekend probably. I'll let you guys know. Yours is in LA still? I was shocked, man. I was like, I looked online. Okay, it's in LA, and I said, okay, it's gonna be in LA for about a week or 2, that type of thing. It's getting a nice trip. Then I looked online today, and it was in Toronto, and it was it had passed customs. So I was like, that's pretty awesome. Hey there, Mr. Sushi. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any of them. Somebody asked me about pre-code. So Shaw Brothers sale. I'm waiting for it to come on Amazon. Tarkovsky would be great. Suzuki would be great. So I have, which ones do I have here? Volume 2. in the Forbidden Hollywood, which is a really good volume, by the way. I love 3 in a Match, and I have volume 3. So I only got 2 volumes so far. Have I read any comics? Nothing new recently. I got a lot of stuff like pre-ordered for down the road. I think my first one coming up is probably What If I... You know, I'm iffy on obstructed well. Thanks. I really had a blast doing that. Like I'm a huge fan of that film. We got Crossfire. I think is going to be interesting as well. No, as of right now, there's no uncut version of The Devil's out there. Michael Mann. If they could get both versions of Thief, so far the Arrow has had the superior version of Thief. Michael Mann's Thief put it on video, so we'll see. Maybe Arrow can do the 4K for Michael Mann. Yes, Deadly Friend is coming out. Deadly Friend and Killer Party, and I know a lot of you guys were talking about wanting Killer Party on Blu-ray so bad, and they just announced it. So 2 Scream Factories coming out. Deadly Friend, which is one that a lot of people are waiting for. The Crossfire video is not up yet. He's working on it. We just shot it today, so it should probably be up. He said he's going to do it pretty quickly. So I'd say tomorrow or the day after. So keep an eye on his channel. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. Robert Bliss at the Movies. He talks about a lot more fancy movies than I do, but he's been very nice and has had me on 3 times now. We're going to probably, hopefully, do another one together if you guys like this. I don't think the Bergman set. I don't think anything as big as the Bergman set or Godzilla or anything like that is going to be coming out in 4K anytime soon. Especially Godzilla, because Toho, they're not going to have it. Toho they're hard to work with. They're going to be looking at stuff that they haven't put out. Like the way that I see it is that right now they're going to be looking towards putting out the stuff that hasn't come out first. So think directors that they got a lot of that haven't done. If nothing but trouble's under the Shout Select title selection, then it should have some great special features. Shout Select actually does some great stuff. Well, I don't know if Equinox is still. Does Criterion actually still have the rights to Equinox? I don't know if they do. Film to the Face, I think they do. So they could do that one. That pick up speaking of pre-code to pick up Supernatural, that's a swerve. Hey, there's some attack. Hey there, Mary. Welcome. Are you excited? Are you excited about Citizen Kane? Are you picking it up? You're picking it up, aren't you, Mary? We're all picking it up. It's big. It's big news. Like I was getting ready for bed, and I said, I got to go on here, and and talk about this. I wasn't gonna get my computer out and do the whole big thing, and it'll be interesting to see how Paramount are going to do it. I know that they'll keep some things back for streaming as well. Hey there. But with that being said, I don't think anything's going to be like kept just for a streaming service. They're when you can make money both ways, they're going to make money both ways. I'm actually very excited about Smallville. It'll be interesting. I'm very interested to see how the packaging will go, because so far all the 4Ks that we've seen have been like have had the black like discs, and I like the not discs, the black packaging. So and Criterion does has always done their own thing. Get Criterion's. It'll be interesting to know. Hey there, Mr. Sushi. If I miss your comment, like say it again, because here's the thing, guys. I'm on my phone and I don't have my iPad down with me, which I normally do. So the chat streams along pretty quickly, and I usually have my cheat sheet, which is my iPad or my TV nearby, and I don't tonight. So it's I have not missed something on purpose. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they go with it. It's new. This is a brand new era for Criterion. I hope to use the black cases. I really hope to use the black cases. The '90s video is going to be in 2 weeks, because I need time to prepare it, and I need time to give you guys. I need time enough to tweet out what movies I'm going to do. I might leave a couple out, but to give you an idea what some of the movies that are going to be in the tier are. So if people want to watch them ahead of time, get ready for the tier list. I got a really good response on the last one, and people were very good and very respectful, which I really like. Favorite pre-code film? I don't know. I mean, because I can't think of anything else right now, Three in a Match is actually one, probably the movie that got me into free code. They knew. Like, there was no way Criterion did not know 2 months ago. They just weren't ready to announce it yet. Oh no, I'm not going to give the link to the tier maker. Like, I'm going to do the tier thing myself. Um, you vote. Hey Matt, welcome, man. Mona Lisa's a great film. This was a this has been a unique stream. I'll be honest with you. Not something I plan to do. But that being said, I'm very stoked. The market's there. If any like anybody that ever had any like question about like I wonder 4K, is 4K really catching on? This answers your question. That's it. I'll be such a cool alien. But what do I want in 4K? What do I want in 4K? That's what I came in to say, actually. No. A lot of people still watch DVDs. A lot of people watch, I know people watch VHS right here, dude, and Laserdisc. But people still ask me like, why do I do 4K? Pink Flamingos of 4K. I would totally buy that. I don't have pink flamingos yet, so yes, I would. And I would like 4K. The waves is there. Exactly. Anyone who has 4K is catching on has never seen a movie in 4K. But at the beginning, it was still like like Laserdisc was. It was for cinephiles, and that's the truth of the thing is that when Laserdisc initially came out, and when Laserdisc came out, it was for people that were hardcore cinema fanatics. There won't be 8K. There's the thing, Cinematech. I had a conversation about that recently. The only reason that we have 8K coming is so that 4K streaming can look decent. So for those that don't know, for those, for instance, that have never watched like a 4K like physical disc and watched the same movie on a 4K streaming service, you're going to notice a difference. Oh, yeah, I got the Flash Gordon release. That was one of the first ones I picked up actually for them. So 4K streaming isn't really like true 4K, and it can't be true 4K because it's just not there. 8K, however, will enable one, it'll be good for gaming, as well as enable like people to do 4K streaming to look better, to look closer at least to the 4K physical release. Because 4K digital is still kind of iffy. Check the Quiet Place too. I gotta get that one. I just only recently I've seen the Quiet Place, but I've only recently got the 4K release of that one, a bit like maybe a couple months ago. So I'll eventually get it. I'm traveling to St. John's with my mom in September, so I'm trying not to buy anything until after that. So yeah, well, I don't think we're going to see 8K at all. I mean, to be honest with you, I think like 4K. This is the benchmark. This is the height of where it's going. This is where this is where physical media is taken. Things on 4K. Things look horrible in 4K. And John Mona Lisa, man, I'm going to be taking off fairly soon myself. Yeah, 7. I think it'll come down. I hope it'll come down. We don't have it on Amazon.ca yet. Things are shot on video. It's one of the Intervision titles. So I would love to see Black Christmas in 4K, the 1974 version of Black Christmas, and in 4K. To be bluntly honest with you, like obviously that's my favorite film, so it's right there. But there's a lot of film noirs that I would love to see. That I would love to see get the 4K release. We don't. I mean, like 4K is it tops it. Like 4K looks like a movie should look if you watch it in a theater. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to look and sound like it's done like you're watching the movie in the theater. And a good 4K encoding looks and sounds like like theater quality. Super 8. Yeah. Inferno look amazing in 4K. I'm trying to like I expect all the Argentos to eventually get 4K. You know, the Fulcis that are out there, some of those are definitely gonna get it. Criterion, I cannot imagine them not releasing Night of the Hunter on 4K. It's just too much of a. Do you need a 4K TV for what? For watching 4K movies? You do need a 4K TV to watch 4K movies. Don't Look Now would look amazing. Nicholas Rogue, man, seriously, like incredible editing, incredible film, like the cinematography and on Don't Look Now. For me, I find that in general, 4K releases, especially older releases, are what looks best in 4K because you have the original camera negative elements that you're working with, and when you can work with the original camera elements, that's always the best way to do. That's always the best way to do a release, any release, like a Blu-ray release, 4K release. You want the original negatives. Weekend Bernie's. See, Tarantino would make sense for 4K because Tarantino shoots his films on film. He doesn't shoot them digitally, and he's big on film. Nolan is big on film, so those are two directors that you look for that type of stuff. That's not impossible, Mr. Sushi. Now, with the it's all going to depend on what Martin Scorsese does with with his word cinema releases, and they've been pretty good so far. I would love to see. Oh God, what's it? When you speak in Paris, Texas, not Nashville, although Nashville will look good. Oh God, what is it? It's escaping me right now. What is the guy? Sybil Shepherd. Early Sybil Shepherd. Last Picture Show. Thank you, Ice. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Yep, I would love to see Franco the God too. I would love to see the Last Picture Show. I love the film. When I was young, I watched that movie so much, man. When I was young, and especially college age. College age, Aaron watched the hell of the Last Picture Show. Cronenberg would be amazing, especially early. Oh man, early stuff like there's so much that's opened up to. Now, not everything is going to get a 4K or needs a 4K. There's a lot of things like a lot of TV shows don't need 4K. Animation, like some of the animation doesn't. There's certain films, we don't need every film, but as they would say, as they say in AEW in wrestling, my, for my wrestling fans out there, the forbidden door is open. So there you go. BFI, yeah, put it for the 4K of Seven Seal. The forbidden door is open now. Anything can come through it. Oh, Kino's already in the 4K game, man. Kino's put out a few 4Ks. So whoops, like they put out Mad Max in 4K, or they are putting it Mad Max in 4K, and they did, or they were going to do some spaghetti westerns in 4K. I think Kino will be very selective, and I do see Mill Creek eventually putting something out. I do. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I was surprised when Umbrella announced the 4K release. Pleasantly surprised because they put it Whiplash in 4K recently. So it'll be interesting to see what's next. Yeah, Mill Creek could be very selective, but they'll be smart with it. They've been smart with the stuff they put out. The one thing I like about Mill Creek, and they get a bad rap sometimes, which isn't fair, but they'll choose the right format for something. If something you know, doesn't have a blue for a specific reason, they won't do a blue. Like I mean, like if there's an Ultraman and it's not going to look as good on Blu-ray, if it's going to look choppy, and the best format for it is DVD. It goes to DVD. Hannibal, yeah, actually, I forgot about Hannibal, man. Oh, that's right. Did they put it at those Nature 4Ks? Hey, Zach. Well, Zach, what do you think, man? Criterion, it's official. Criterion 4K releases. I think 88 Films is probably going to be next. Like, I would not be surprised to see an 88 Films 4K announcement. I don't have it in 4K, unfortunately. I I buy all my Kinos myself, except they sent me one package once to review, and they never sent me anything else. So I take my time when I buy Kino stuff now. Apricot Origins. Oh my God. Can you imagine that? Yeah, Arrow's put out some great stuff. We got like Crash in 4K. Now, there's a lot of people that love steelbooks, but yes, they are a way to get more money out of people. It'll be difficult. I mean, it'll depend. I mean, like on what the rights they have for for those films. It's hard when it comes to a franchise like Friday 13th or Halloween or any of those, especially ones that are owned by a lot of different companies, on how they can do them. I expect that if we get like a one that they'll probably just put out the Friday 13th eventually like on their own with like 4K sets, and you can choose which ones you want to buy. I think that Scream Factory are seriously specifically not putting out 4K box sets and putting them out as 4K single collector's editions because of that reason. Because they don't want to put out a Blu-ray set and then like piss a bunch of people off the 4K set afterwards. So they're putting out like single releases of films with like, doing like 4K Blu-ray combos, and you can choose what you want. 4K just Franco, I'm there for that, man. I'm there for that. So I expect that any 4K stuff that comes out that's already been put out is going to be much like they're doing with Halloween now. Exactly. Public domain 4K. Oh, that's got to be sketchy, man. Unless you got a really good like transfer thing. Jake, I'm so down with the new Neil Breen idea. I would totally buy that. I'm not even joking. I would totally buy that. Neil Breen is just such a weird filmmaker that his movies had to be experienced. One Crazy Summer would be nice. Back to School. It happens sometimes. I know a few DVDs that I had that had better features and different features from the Blu-ray releases. What happens normally is when a movie gets bumped up to another format, sometimes some of the features that are on the previous release, they don't have the rights to anymore. So when the original DVD edition of Amityville came out on DVD, the first three films, there was a bonus disc, and the bonus disc had these History Channel documentaries. So to give you an example, so Scream Factory eventually put out Blu-ray editions of the first three Amityville films. The only thing that they couldn't put out was the History Channel documentaries because the rights to those were gone. They didn't have the rights to those anymore. So that's always the thing. Is like when something goes from one company to another, goes from one format to another, oftentimes licensing is the issue when it comes to rights. So when it comes to features, so if you see a feature drop off, it's not that the company didn't want it or the company didn't do it. A lot of times it's just that they're just not able to get it, whether it becomes too expensive or it becomes something that they no longer have the rights to. Your battery died a minute ago, and yet you're here. It's creepy, isn't it? 4K of deep red, nice. That's gonna be cool. They didn't port of the uncut. Oh, damn, I wanted the uncut footage. I'll still get it. I saw the picture on the Scream 4K and like just the YouTube picture, like what they showed on YouTube, and it still looked amazing. The Scream Factory, Scream, Wes Craven's Scream looks really good on 4K. Well, if the Elm Streets really ever come out on 4K, I would definitely get them. Right now, the best Elm Street set is still the DVD set, like way above that cheap slimline Blu-ray set they put out. How many four? A lot actually, because unlike like some formats where I'm getting like 8 or 10 movies at a time, or I'm getting like stuff from company and something, and they'll send me a bunch of stuff. Usually, when I get a 4K release, it's like I'll get one 4K release or a couple 4K releases, and when we choose 4K releases in my house, a lot of the ones that we choose are ones that me and my better half watch together because we both are really big fans of that format. So those are like usually put on right away. Yeah, Studio Canal they've been really pushing behind this, and they've been like big on the 4K market. Original series for sure. Yeah, I didn't keep the didn't keep the remake. I don't need the 4K of that one. because because like Studio Canal recently put out Ran in 4K, which is a Kurosawa. So that's a we finally got Kurosawa in 4K, but I'm hoping for a set. I'm really hoping for a set. Although it's going to be pricey, it's definitely going to be pricey if Criterion does a Kurosawa set. It is though. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what the picture. I'm not talking about the picture here, dude. I'm talking about the fact that it's just a better set. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street set is legit what for the longest time was the set that was it was just it was just the best horror set that was available. We haven't had a good like Blu-ray set for Nightmare on Elm Street yet. Well, they haven't really said. They did like denounce the fact because the person that announced it on like a leak that they were doing the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K is not exactly a legit source to go by. I'm not talking about the other people afterwards, like the Don the Disc or anyone like that, because they do like get their stuff legit. But the person that like kind of put it out there apparently was somebody who was a little different. So from what I hear, I don't know about it, but I would definitely buy it if it does become legit. Then I would definitely grab like the Nightmare 4Ks. But I could kind of see Scream Factory doing a Blu-ray set of that and doing Nightmare 4Ks down the road. Oh yeah, and incredible post artwork, and the Nightmare Encyclopedia was fantastic. The whole like that disc on its own was like a game. They opened up a lot of different stuff. A lot of stuff, man. Like there's a lot of movies I'm not going to buy in 4K. There's a lot of things I don't need again. It's got to be a film that I like. It's got to be something either that I like or something that we haven't seen. And we just buy the new one. Russ Meyer in 4K, yes. I got to do a Russ Meyer tier list eventually, don't I? That's gonna be Patreon. Russ Meyer tier list, totally Patreon. So don't expect that on the channel. Um, that yeah, that's definitely going to be on a paywall. I don't want to get myself in trouble. No, it's not announced. I mean, a there was a dude that came out before that said, okay, here's these like Scream Factory's putting out these 4Ks of like these Nightmare on Elm Street ones, and he had some dodgy pictures for it. And some people started to go on like, oh wow, they're putting out Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K. But then people looked a little bit closer to it. Scream Factory said, no, we're not doing it. And the guy doesn't have the best. I would buy Showgirls in 4K. Doesn't have the best like track record apparently. I can understand that. I actually do understand you not wanting to buy the screen, but I will. Like, 'cause I'm a sucker. Scary, although except for the first one or two films, Scary Movie's pretty much a wash as a series. I could definitely see that too. Oh, sports, it'll happen. It inevitable. Like when you 4K was literally meant for things like sports games. I like I wasn't sure if I was gonna like if I was am I gonna keep the 4Ks or will I do the 4Ks? Oh, I'm very excited about Umbrella's new line. I'm waiting for the new lists to come out, reviewer lists to come out. I'm hoping that's gonna be on it. I really hope it's gonna be on it, or I'm gonna ask him for it. I'd rather see. I'll be honest with you, Warlock. I would rather see a witch. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather see a witchcraft box set than I would a scary movie box set. Or I'm Canadian ice. Like hockey's my jam, so I would love to have like some cool like classic hockey. I would love because especially if we can get like Edmonton Oilers circa Mario Lemieux Gretzky era. That's my era, and maybe some basketball too. The witchcraft would be too many. They could put. They could find a way to do it, or they could do it in a couple box sets. Man, here, let's put it this way: if this can come out on a Blu-ray set, then witchcraft deserves a friggin' Blu-ray set. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're gonna put out Renee Cardona, 3 sets, witchcraft deserves a Blu-ray. That's a that's a given. And some of the early witchcrafts aren't bad. The one, God, one with Julie Strain isn't too bad actually. I like the Toronto Raptors. Like I'm big on Toronto Raptors. I don't watch much baseball. I find baseball like I know some people are gonna really hate this. Baseball kind of bores me, but basketball, hockey, football, like both versions, I pretty much hate it. I do. Like, and I thought like maybe once I got it, Dennis, that it was going to change my mind. Dementia 13 is really good, and Mr. Sushi, and I recommend you pick it up. That's going to be a good release. But it did. I mean, I tried. I started watching the films. I started falling asleep. I got through Treasure of the Amazons. That was okay. But the other two were really hard watches. Yeah, this one that looked like it was going to be like a cool, like haunted doll type thing, and then it's just like it just kind of loses its focus, and it's just overly long. No, there's been a few people online that have liked them. I mean, like, and like the way I see it, like just because I like or don't like something, that's me, right? Everybody's got their own favorite movie. So somebody will come on here like, I can't believe like you dissed the Cardona said, I love Cardona, which is great, fantastic. But I guess my channel, I give my opinion, and if people have different opinions, that's cool. As long as you don't like rag people down about it, that's okay. Yeah, I know. I heard about Marky Post. That is sad. I grew up like watching Night Court, and it was rough. We lost Marky Post, and we lost. Oh God. Yeah, that was sad. That was really sad. I can't believe she was 70. Like I just you see them when you're younger, and you picture them like staying at that age. No, no. Still got John Larroquette. Yeah. I love Night Nurse, actually. That's a really good one. And my cousin is a huge fan of Night Court. He actually has all the seasons that have been brought out. I didn't know Patricia Hitchcock passed away. Reunited with Harry Anderson. Yeah. And she wasn't like the first one either. Like she came in the second season. I think it was second season because the first season had the girl that sang the song with Sting actually. So if you ever hear the song "Paradise by the Dashboard Lights," well, the first girl in Night Court for the first season was the girl that actually sang that song with Sting. The girl that sang, not the girl in the video. That's Carla DeVito, who did the song "We're Not Alone" for the Breakfast Club soundtrack. But the actual girl that sang it, that wasn't in the music video that Meatloaf did, was in the TV series Night Court for the first season. Stepfather 3, I expect to come out just because we got Retribution. See, the real football, my better half would say, oh, if you're talking about like real football is what we call soccer in North America, very much so. Much more than I watch the NFL or CFL. Yeah. We watch the Cup. We watch the World Cup every 4 years. And my better half is from, like, she's from Morocco. So that's way bigger. I've actually watched some of Gangster VIP set a while back. Was Roz the first one? Did she have like short blonde hair, like a pixie blonde haircut? Because if it is, that's her. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If that's one, like I can't remember her names because it's been a long time since I've seen the original Night Court series. I've seen like the some of the later season. I've seen some of the John Larroquette show more recently. But if Roz is the blonde girl in the first season of Night Court, then yeah, she's the girl that sang the "Paradise by the Dashboard Light" song. The actual voice that you hear on the if you've ever got the bed out of hell. So there's a little like trivia, useless trivia. That's probably that's that unless you're in like in a bar trivia thing. No, I thought about that, Ragman. I really did, but I bought a subscription, and this is probably going to be the only time I'm ever going to be able to afford to get a subscription from Vinegar Syndrome. So I will keep it, and I may not watch it again. It'll become the world's most expensive fridge magnets, I guess. But I'm hoping that the other sets will win me over, man. I'm hoping that there's something on the other sets that one isn't animals being abused, and two isn't overly long. Uh, I don't flip movies. I've never been like a flipper. I know some people, and I don't have like as long. I don't believe in like scalpers. Like I really hate scalpers, but I understand if somebody's like flipping like a movie uh, for like that they got because they just like there's only so many that they can get. Like I'll never like for instance I never sell any stuff that I would get like from somebody else, and I never sell any of my stuff. Like the closest it's going to come to that is probably I got the yes, I've traded with other collectors before. He's not on here tonight, but Death Bomb Records. So me and him did some trades actually a while back. That's how I was able to get some Vinegar Syndromes that I didn't have that were gone out of print. A couple of the like the slips that I needed. But again, like the only thing I've even thinking about selling at this point is if I got like doubles or triples or something, and something that is ridiculously priced. That if I really need money bad, and I know I'm not gonna watch it again, like Jeepers Creepers. I don't like those films. So, but like most of the stuff everything I got, you can see. Look around. I keep everything. Night Nurse is on volume 2 or 3, I think, of Forbidden Hollow. I can't remember which one now. See, there's the thing. You got an extra Beastmaster. You want to trade it, or if it goes out of print, you want to sell it. That type of thing. I get that. I understand that. It's just when people like buy like multiple copies just to put them up at exorbitant prices, like scalpers. I'm not down with scalpers. My better half will probably be getting that one down the road, not right away. She loves like the Lord of the Rings, and she even like she dug the Hob ones. Okay, Volume 2. That's yeah, that's a good one actually. Volume 2, by the way, if you're getting into pre-code and you can get your hands on Forbidden Hollywood Volume 2, it's a great place to start because it's got the documentary on there about pre-code cinema, and you trust me, you will watch the documentary and then you watch it again with a pad and a piece of paper, a pad and pen. And I get that. Like, and if somebody wants to buy an one extra set to sell or trade, totally understandable. It's just when people go to buy like 3 or 4 or 5 sets and just kind of like hog the market up. It's like those jackasses that go out and buy all the PS5s when they come out, and you just want to slap them. I do anyway. That's what I would do. if I saw somebody like buying, if I went to a store, for instance, and I saw somebody like just grabbing, like say PlayStation 5 come out, and somebody's there, I'll take all of them. I'm like, no, you're not. I remember once I was at a store, and it was during the whole, yeah, that peeves me, man. And this person was like taking all the canned milk and putting it in her cart, like not just one, like every single thing, a canned milk. And I was looking around, and there's absolutely none. She had literally taken all of it. She was hoarding. So I'm like, I totally need a can of milk. I'm not going home without it. Yoink, took my can of milk right off her. Said, "Oh, I guess you work here then. Are you putting the milk back? You're putting the milk on the shelves? I'll take a can." And she went to say something, and I just walked away because, sorry, I needed that can of milk, and yeah, Aaron got no time for the hoarding stuff. But there's a story in my life. But sometimes, Mary, you just got to go out and do and you got to fend for yourself. That's the thing. All right. So this has gone on longer than I expected to, because I expect to do a 5 or 10 minute video. Are there enough Witchboard movies for a Blu-ray set? There's only 3, so yeah, there is. But Olive has number 2, Scream has number 1, and I'm not quite sure where number 3 is. But thank you guys so much for for coming in. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Hug your loved ones, pet your cat. You guys are awesome, and as always, here in the Call to Cinema, there's always another movie. See you guys soon. Let's get that witchcraft set going.